All right. So I'm excited to be on live. I just hung up on one of my structured success calls with a bunch of business owners who have been going through the structured success program. But first, they went through the executive program and formatted their business, and now they're on the structured success program. And the quality of the conversations and the success they're already finding, the confidence and success they're finding from learning new things, doing new things, it's unbelievable how exciting it is that people can focus on the things that matter the most, define those things in their mind space, and then go out and implement it and see the results and see the success, only increasing their confidence about what is doable. Let's see, I've got
Hi from Cody's mom.
Cody's mom. Awesome. We love Cody. There's no question.
Say hi to Ashley.
Ashley. Hi, Ashley. We're so excited to have you guys on. So this is my office. I don't think anybody's ever seen, it's not really, I didn't think I was going to show up, but this is my office in Vancouver, Washington. I'm particularly excited about this wall right here because this wall is my first Inc. 500, 5000 awards. And this wall is all the years of fastest growing companies in Oregon and Washington. And this is something I'm really proud about because this was when I did Team Summit with John Maxwell, Story Musgrave. Story is the only astronaut that has flown all 5 space shuttles. He developed, deployed, and fixed Hubble. And then this is Jim Collins, who is a buddy of mine, from Good to Great, Great by Choice, How the Mighty Falls. And so just some cool things in my office that I enjoy looking at. And anyhow, going back to other people, when you think about expansion within your business or your personal, professional, or financial expansion, when you think about that, you need to think about all the granular little elements that go into your daily routine. And when you find a way to conquer something or create something that has impact or effect or generates money, you have to be in a mindset. Everything's mindset. You got to be in a mindset to pay attention to that. Write it down. Because when you find some way to do something new, live audio. Sorry about that. I got a phone call, inbound phone call. Will you text Seiko and tell him to jump on my live stream? The mindset. If you're always looking for the granular incremental improvements that you make, you have to realize that every person in your micro market and macro market around the world is dealing with the same things. So when you're able to overcome obstacles or have breakthroughs or figure something out that allows you to go through either personal, professional, financial, religious expansion, whatever it is for you, the ability for you to articulate not just that triggering moment, but how you got there, then what triggered, and then how you affected the trigger, how you materialized it, how you made it come to fruition. And the more you pay attention to that, you're training yourself. See, the subconscious mind's job is to prove the conscious mind right. This is why it's so hard to break bad habits, because as soon as you get into drifting mode, the subconscious steers you back into what's comfortable, what's known, and it steers you away from what your momentary intention is. So understanding that, you have to program your subconscious mind, and the way you do that is to train it to always be looking for the opportunities to do something bigger, do something better, do something more impactfully, so that you can. Somebody's asking to join me, so hang on a sec. It's not Ryan though. Did you text him?
His number.
Oh, here you go. We'll see if this. I don't know who this is. Let's see. We're waiting for someone to join us here on the call. Brian. Brian, you there? Who is this? Oh, looks like he set his phone down, went away. That's funny. You imagine asking to join a live stream and then you set your phone. All right, well, we kicked him out. All right, I got another one here. So see if this one comes through. Kindle. All right, well, let's see what happens when Kindle comes on board here. Yeah, maybe Kindle decided not to come on board. All right, so listen, does anybody have any questions? If you have any questions, type them in. I'll try to answer them. Otherwise, I'm going to go back to talking about mindset, programming, and, well, here, somebody just trying to get it. She's trying to. Programming and training your mind to look for the clues that will allow you to go through. Hey, Kendall, how are you, bud? You have any questions? Oh, you look like you're happy. Where are you calling from? All right. We're going to disconnect from that. Anyhow, you got to program your mind. Joe, GC's office. What's happening, Joe? How was your day today, dude? Did you guys crush it? So going through the mindset of looking for the granular details that allow you to succeed, add more value into what you're doing, and understanding how it added more value will then allow you to understand how to teach others to do the same thing. And it's in the process of learning to do that that you learn to attain operational effectiveness. Like the more you train your mind for looking for solution, looking for answers. I love my podcast. Thank you very much. I appreciate you listening. Bye, babe. Natalie's taken off. Oh, okay. Here we go. We got someone asking to join us here. All right. Let's see who it is. Hey, what's happening?
Hey, Brandon. How's everything?
Fabulous. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking. I just joined. I'm not really exactly 100% sure what you were talking about in this live feed, but I was also actually watching a couple of other live feeds, and they're very, very useful when you were actually explaining on different company structures, and I really loved that information, and it helped me a lot to kind of figure out where route to go.
Yeah, perfect. So what's been your biggest takeaway?
The biggest takeaway was actually that the opportunity that you were talking about, and the same as Grant talking about, is that there's basically different company structures. The bolted companies, that one of the tuck-in company is actually opening my mind is how can you exit the business, and how to strategically to do it, and to how to correctly do it to yield a better return when you're trying to exit. So that was kind of my now blockers of I'm trying to figure out how can I potentially later on exit my business in the best possible way.
Yeah, and if you were to think some point in the future, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, what's your time horizon where you would actually today think you'd like to actualize an exit?
Well, actually, the funny you asked that is that I was actually thinking about exiting this industry because I'm in the wine and spirits industry. I have a retail location, as well as we do sell a lot of it online. We have a service that we provide to our customers, where we do the on-demand deliveries. We have over 1,000 customers and thousands of customers that we actually service on a monthly basis. So I was actually thinking about how can I exit the actual industry and to create the opportunity in the other industries.
Yeah. So have you thought about how you could 10x your existing business, since it's what you know and it's what you've been doing, through more online sales, or like, have you gone through your P&L and identified the different things in your business that you sell that have the maximum value and contribution to your business, and then identified the most effective way to get that out at the cheapest way, but creating the highest sales?
Yes, I did. And the problem where it arises with me is because the nature of the business, where I actually cannot expand in terms of like opening more locations, because I only have one license to one name. So
Yeah,
that was
but you
my
can sell
biggest
online,
problem.
right? Can
Yes,
you
we
sell
sell online. Yes, yes.
So
We service-
inside of that constraint, you've created an online program, right?
yes.
And have you created a elite customer program where you do events and things, and they come in and you do anything to bring? So think about this. In your traditional business, you think of your store as the place where you sell things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got an online business where you can move things online. But what are you doing in a micro market to bring more consumers into your control and environment? So you can't open more stores, but there's nothing that says you can't host an event or do something and bring hundreds of people in and get them to have some special connection to your local business so that you get them ordering online or coming into your store, right?
That's true. Very true.
So what have you done? So when you think of expansion, especially when you're landlocked, because you're landlocked now, fortunately you have online, but when you think of expansion in your business, the question I'd ask you is, how many different ways have you thought about expanding your influence through your business to get more customers?
Well, the one thing that I actually tried and actually was helping through grants material, we actually started logging in all the people's information to the CRM and just do an aggressive follow-up. So actually what it did, we kind of compressed that buying time, meaning that compressed that buying time. Somebody actually came in. Compressed that.
Hey, don't ever make people wait when they want to spend money.
I know. I got you.
I'll let you go, buddy, and we'll just join on the next call. Appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you very much, Ben. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Don't we love it when the ding goes off in the door and people are standing at the cash register? The question for this guy is, how does he get everyone in the community to abandon buying anything anywhere else and come in and buy it all from him? He's not thinking about how to expand the influence in the community. He's thinking about how to sell more stuff. See, you sell more stuff when you have more relationships. When you have more relationships and you have more people doing business with you, they'll bring more people with you. So you got to create an experience. Remember, for those of you that hear me talk about the walnut story, it isn't about the walnuts. It's about the impact people being able to come and work and develop the walnut orchard for their lives, what that resource got to do for them personally and for the people they loved, right? If you don't know the walnut story, you don't know what I'm talking about, which means you have to come to one of our 10X boot camps, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. But sometimes the thing you're doing is the thing you do, but how you do that thing can change everything. So thinking about expansion, looking for those granular opportunities to create a higher impact. And then this guy here, he could do that. Imagine if he found a way to do local community things, triple his business, and then sold it for a huge number over the course of 3 years, And then he started a business teaching everybody that has the same problem he has, which is being landlocked in a liquor store, not being able to go out and about and sell or open more offices or more locations. And he could go sell himself by teaching other liquor store owners on how to grow their business by 10x. So the thing he's doing is the thing he's doing, but really it's teaching him to be smarter about doing that versus just trying to do it inside. Add me in live. Really got to ask you a question, man. You got to ask me to add you in. You got to learn to use Instagram. There's a process for you to push a button that says to be joined. So we'll see you at the next boot camp, Sterling. Absolutely, you will see us at the next boot camp. I have the 10x 360. So I don't know how to add you in. Oh wait, pin go live. There you go. How about I add you in? How about I bring you on? Hang on a sec. We're getting you. I'm the one that has to learn how to use Instagram. Let's see here. All right. Are you doing a join here? You got to accept it. You accept it and you'll be in. Taking a little bit of time here. Let's see, I'm going to try it again. All right, so we have someone that wants to join live. And I'm not sure why you're not joining. I have a great connection, but then again, I'm at my corporate office, so here we go. Oh, declined. Asked me to add you in, and then you declined joining. Are you scared? Did I scare you off? Or is your connection bad? The anticipation is killing me. Well, Ron, why don't you ask me a question while we're waiting? Maybe I can answer a question you have. All right, so it looks like we got a lag going on, and I'm not quite sure how to fix it. So I'll give this another minute, and then I'm going to move on to what I'm talking about. So mindset. So how do you establish the right mindset to, while you're going out in the normal world doing things, how do you establish the mindset of thinking about the little details that could all of a sudden turn, it's like trail of gold dust, right? And so Kendall, okay, so you're asking me what I think about people that invest in the stock markets. Well, it's an interesting question about investing in the stock market. Someone's asking to go live here, and I'll get to it in a second while we're waiting for him. Hey, buddy.
There we go. What's up,
Brandon?
brother?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. You're driving, dude. You better not get pulled
Well, I'm
over.
not driving. Jared's driving, so I'm good.
All right. So someone just asked me a question, and I'll share it with you, and then we'll banter on it. They asked me what I think about somebody that invests in the stock market.
Oh,
and here's the funny thing. Like, here's what I was gonna say before I brought you in. I think the optimal word there is invest in, because most people I know that put their money in the stock markets, they're not doing the investing. They're giving it to somebody else who's doing the investing. And most people don't even know where that money's going or what it's being invested in or what fees are associated with those invested dollars. So you remember when we were at the boot camp, I talked about the investorpreneur?
That's right.
Well, the investorpreneur, by my definition, because I made that thing up, is a person who is sophisticated, who has purpose, who has intent, and understands exactly what their money is supposed to do for them and where they're putting that money in order to get it to do what they want it to do while they were working, right?
That's right.
And how many people do you talk to on a daily basis that think they're investors, and really what they are is abdicating their whole net worth to some third party that may not even know what they're doing?
Every day.
all day long.
Right.
Same with people that own their business, right? Like
That's right.
the business, the solopreneur or the entrepreneur. Like entrepreneurs, I watch them go. I ask everybody in that room, can you imagine working 15 years and building a business to 30, 40, 50 million and then going to sell it and realizing it's worth zero?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
if you're an entrepreneur and it's worth zero, then you are not an investorpreneur.
right.
So how was your guys' day today? Did you guys crush it today?
Oh, every day we crush it. You know that. We're always bringing in deals every day. But I got a big question for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, we work with a lot of business owners, and they love to go to the boot camp and then the 10x 360. How do you know when the right time is for them to come into the 10x 360 event?
Look, yeah. So think of it this way: if you have a desire to accomplish something, maybe you haven't been able to accomplish yet, right? So
Yeah.
so say you're striving and you have this internal burn. You want to do something you've never done before, and let's use my Dancing with the Stars analogy. You want to be a professional expert dancer, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know anything about dancing. Is it going to happen for you faster if you bring in a professional dancing coach, a dietitian, a stretching expert, an expert in conditioning, an expert in all these different elements that any one thing, not just learning the dance moves, but all the things that would allow you to eventually evolve, a choreographer, right? All these different elements that would allow you to eventually, through drill, practice, rehearse, and training, become an expert dancer, right?
Yeah.
How many people do you know that think to themselves, I would really love to dance, and then they don't do shit?
Yeah, you know what's funny you say that, because I'm actually taking dancing lessons, so it's kind of ironic that you bring that up, because I've tried to do it on my own, and I've done this for 5 weeks, and I'm so far ahead in 5 weeks because I hired a professional because I need to do it faster. And you're 100% on point. I did it for that reason, because on my own, I just can't figure it out, and I've been trying to do it my whole life. So I hired someone to teach me. And now in 5 weeks, I actually have more confidence that actually got to go and actually do it. But I wouldn't have done that if I wouldn't hire a professional. So that pay to play is so important.
And it was hard. It was probably hard for you to hire that first professional because you've been putting it off and you're thinking you can figure it out and you can do it. But then you realize afterwards, like, how much time did you waste? What was I thinking? And so the deal is, the deal here is, so you asked me the question, when is the right time for someone to come to 10x 360? Yeah. Well, let's think about this. It's the right time for anybody who can spend the $25,000 in the 2 days that says, I'm tired of not excelling or going through expansion at a level I can because I don't understand finance, operations, human resources, professional development, strategy, growth forward planning, all the elements, leadership, mentorship, visualization. Like, what is the fastest way to cut through to get to expansion? And what happens when I put all the levers together? Marketing, operations, finance. What happens when everything's firing on all 12 cylinders versus 2 or 3? You can own a 12-cylinder Ferrari, but if they're only firing on 3 cylinders, you're not going to enjoy it. So the question, and everybody can hear it, by the way, so don't fool yourself when they get in the car and you tell them how cool your car is, but you're too cheap to get the engines maintained, and you hit that accelerator and it lags and it bogs down and it makes a horse crap noise. It's like, yeah, you got a Ferrari, but it's not doing anything, and you're too cheap to do it right. So when you think of your business, you got 12 to 18 cylinders in there. Are they firing all together? Are they maximizing horsepower? Do you know how to drive the thing once it does maximize horsepower? How many people buy sports cars that have all that horsepower and they wreck them out in the first week of owning them? So even if you had all that in your business, if you weren't taught how to drive, you're going to wreck out.
Yeah.
So I think
I
go for it.
I understand. You're 100% right. And I think that's really the message I need to give my clients is, if they're stuck in where they're at and they have the sales training in place, but they just don't have anything else. Like it's so important to come and get everything done at once and do it the right way, because if not, it's going to cost them 3 times as much later or more.
Yeah. So here's the question. So here's the problem. Most of those people will pay, they'll get the sales training, their team won't do it because they don't have leadership skills to get them to do it. They don't have accountability, they don't have discipline, they don't have personal, professional, and financial planning in place that will inspire and incentivize people to do things to better themselves. They don't have vision for where they're moving the business to and why they need to change their behavior and change their competency. And then they blame you and say the training doesn't work.
That's right. Yep. I couldn't agree more. So I think
bottom
they
line,
all go hand in hand. So I think it's
that
so
is right. And so what I would tell you is that paying for things and expecting those things to solve your problems, but not being actively engaged in developing yourself and then becoming a we leader, they'll never grow their business. So every client, the new clients that are doing it, they should learn how to maximize that opportunity. 10x 360. For clients that are frustrated because it's not working, they need to understand technically, just like Dancing with the Stars, what are the things you're not doing that you need to technically just change maybe a little tiny thing to get a huge result. That for every one of your people that have people on training, they need to learn how to align personally, professionally, and financially those employees' goals with the training they're asking them to do, and the training will be 10 times more effective by just deploying one methodology.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. So I think that's where I need to make sure I deliver that message to all of my clients to come out here and be a part of 10x 360. So I think it's only going to help them get to that next layer.
Awesome, dude. And I agree with you. And that's why Grant's like, we need to bring side. We need to do this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm excited, man. Well, I'm very super excited to be partnering up with you and you be part of obviously the 10X family. And man, I definitely my biggest regret, I didn't meet you when I was living in Vancouver.
I know, we were right here. We could have been doing it together, man.
Exactly. Well, we are going to do it together now, so which is great.
You got
right?
it, brother. Okay. Thanks,
time. Brandon.
Okay, see ya. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. That is, let's see, when trying to gain buy-in to implement a new program, what tactics have worked for you? Dude, this is the same tactic every single time. And the tactic is, if you want people, Cody Kern, my new business partner, Cardone Ventures' first partner, Cody Kern is on the line. What's up, brother? Listen, here's the fact. If you want people to embrace anything new, they have to change their mindset. And if you're telling them to do it because they think it's good for you, they won't do it. Even if it's good for them, they won't do it. Human nature is, I don't want to change for you. I want to change for me. So no matter what it is you want people to do, you have to tie the thing you want them to do into the benefit it will have for them, not you. Not you, not the business. So take the thing you want people to do and put together a personal, professional, financial plan that if they do that thing and they get the results, so always recognize effort. Always recognize effort. But only reward results. Show people what you want them to do, but explain why you want them to do it, and then tie it into what they're going to win when the impact organizationally is felt from them making the change and doing the thing you want them to do. Telling people to go do something, you're never, ever going to build a remarkable organization telling anybody what to do, because even if it's good for them, by nature of you telling them to do it, I don't care if you own the company and pay their paycheck, they won't want to do it. They're only going to want to do it when there's something significant of value in it for them. So start with that. Then show them the training that will get them there. Instead of, I need to grow my business, so I'm going to get training, and now you need to do it. Start with, My job is to make sure you're living and succeeding personally, professionally, and financially while working for me. So I went out and found a resource that's going to help you go through expansion. And here's what you need to do in order to attain expansion. And my job is to keep putting stuff in front of you so that you can hit your personal, professional, financial goals and never leave here. See, when you're a business owner, your job is no longer about the business. Your job is about everybody else's business in your business succeeding. So they'll stay with you and be empowered and inspired by you because you have their back and you're always looking for a way to expand their personal, professional, and financial goals. That's the secret and that's the art. And that's how you get people to use training that you've paid for and that they don't want to use because you're making it about you, not about them. All right. Well, listen, this has been a long live stream and I appreciate you guys. Let's see. What do you prefer? Fix and flip or fix and hold? Look, dude, here's the truth. If I'm going to buy something or work with somebody and we fix them, they're going to go 10 or 20x. So all the work is in the fixing. All KKR just came out and said all the businesses that they invested in, had they held those businesses, their overall market value would be more than Warren Buffett's. But they bought, they fixed, and they sold. Of course, they didn't fix 90% of them. They didn't fix shit. They just made sure they got their money out. But here's the deal. Now they're going to flip the whole model, the private equity hedge fund model, into long-term holds. I'm going to let somebody join us here. Into long-term holds because they realize that Berkshire Hathaway is worth so much because Buffett didn't sell anything. He fixed it, bought it, fixed it, and grew the crap out of it. And now it's worth so much, he's worth $85 billion. I have the same attitude. The hardest part is fixing it. If you don't have confidence in the fixing part, you shouldn't be buying it. If you fix it, it's going to be worth a hell of a lot more long-term than it was short-term when you got it. So let's see. Was there ever a role you applied for and landed but weren't 100% qualified to do? Man, I'm not qualified to do anything I'm doing, dude. That's the whole point of looking at every single day, everything you're doing, and realizing how do I get better, bigger, and grow. I'm a 2.4 high school GPA. 2.4 high school GPA. I learned that the whole point in life is creating opportunity for all the other smart people out there and show them a vision of how they can take their intelligence, their intellect, their skill set, and couple with me, a guy who has nothing to lose, and then go with me to go conquer forth the world and learn on the fly, asking a question every day. How do I get better? What do I do to get better? How do I help somebody else get better? And how do I make sure they win with me? And then I attract a whole bunch of brilliant MBA, CPA, JDs that go to Harvard, go to Stanford, I got all my lawyers, all my people, man, they got all those pedigrees. They got all those degrees. But you know why they need me? Because I will put my head down and I believe I can do just about anything. And then they win when I win. That's how you go. Let's see. I'm going to go live. Jonathan, I just clicked you, buddy. See if you can get in this thing. There you go. I think you're coming in. What's happening?
Hey, Brandon, what's up, man? Yeah, driving. How are you?
I'm doing great. I can see. Hey, just turn the phone so the sun isn't coming through the window.
So,
there you go. There you go.
Good. I can pull over here in a second.
That's okay. There you go.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother?
Good, you?
I'm doing great. What's happening in your world?
Great, man. Just getting a lot of stuff knocked out here. I'm actually tracking back to my office as we speak. But here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Are you out in Vancouver?
Vancouver, Washington. Yes, sir.
Nice. Yeah, I need to get down, man, for one of your events. I've just had a lot of stuff going on recently and just full plate on every level. So
I guess unless you come to the 10X 360 and learn how to
I know.
Stuff, you're just going to always be busy.
Yeah. Well, I've had a lot of initiatives I was working on. Yeah, one of them was kind of a refinancing on some things, and believe it or not, through the good graces of God, I got a deal signed yesterday. So we just did a big refinancing on some debt and positioned that into more of a long-term long-term loan and reset all of our operating lines of credit. So
That's
it
great,
was a
buddy.
good,
It was a good time. Hey, listen, whatever it
yeah,
was that you were doing wrong to be in the position where you needed to do that,
yeah.
you need
Well,
to.
I took on bad loans to inject capital into my business to grow and scale, and they were just bleeding me from a cash flow standpoint and interest rates that would probably knock you out of your chair.
No, I get
And
it, dude. I get the
yeah,
desire to grow, but growth is technical. And if you don't
I
have the
know.
technical aspects of growth in place, you're going to blow through that. Listen,
Yeah,
what you experienced there, and it is great that you were able to restructure that. But most
right.
people, if the business is big enough, they'll go to private equity. And what will happen is private equity will structure the deal where they get an 18 to 22% internal rate of return before the business owner gets anything else out of the
Right.
business. They'll
I
do a
know.
4-year deal, and then they'll take 100% of your business from you, and then they'll sell it to somebody else and get all their money out, and you're left with nothing because the
Yeah.
technical growth is technical. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
emotional. It's strategic and it's technical. And when you learn those two elements, you can do it bigger, better, faster, and safer. And that's what going to Next 360 is teaching these people.
Yeah, I need to, man. We're on pace right now. Last year, I did top line just short of 2 million, but we showed a loss on net. And for 19 year to date, I'm just short of $1.5 million top line, and I'm netting about 250. So
Great.
trended out, we should do about $3.5 million net after everything's all said and done. So it'll be a strong year for sure.
Look, August, the third week of August in Miami, I've got a 10X 360, and it's going to be a small group because most of the people opted for the September 14th, 15th. We're doing a 2-day boot camp, I think the 12th, 13th, and then I'm doing the 10X 360 14th and 15th. If you come in to the August event, if you want to talk to me about it offline, DM me or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's going to be a smaller group, so I'll be able to spend a lot more time with you.
Third week of August?
Yeah, it's August. I think it's whatever the Friday, Saturday is, the third week of August in Miami.
Okay.
And it'll be a small group. I'll have my CFO there. I think it's important to start talking about what you did to structure your stuff.
Yeah.
What you're, and then by the time you get through the 10X 360, we'll have a plan to take you by 10X and work backwards from that. And since my CFO's there, I think it'd be really beneficial for you to have a dialogue with him to make sure that whatever happened before never happens again.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to talk with him. I recently engaged with the consulting CFO myself, who he comes in once a month, but he's a high-level guy. He's sold a couple businesses for close to $1 billion. One was SGS International, and he's been CFO of 6 or 7 very large companies. So he's pretty spot on too. But
yeah, and that's fabulous.
It's just a contract role, though.
Yeah, the difference with my guy is, by the time we're done with the 2 days, we're going to have an operating plan, a strategic plan, a people plan. So a people plan, a finance plan, and a marketing plan. So you're going to have everything working in one plan. And then when you have that plan, having that guidance and advice that you're having, his ability to help you will be even more significantly impactful because he'll know exactly what you're driving to and understand the elements that maybe he doesn't understand today, because we're going to force you to build those out while we're together.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Awesome,
yeah, I need to
brother.
get down there.
Yeah, just hit me up, and I've got 2 coming, but I think the August one, the beautiful part about that is it's going to be a small group, and so you're going to get my whole A team and me for 2 good solid days.
Nice. Yeah. Are you calling that 10X 360? You said
10X 360. Yep.
Okay. Got it. Good, man. Everything else good on your end?
Everything's fabulous, dude. We had an unbelievable boot camp this last weekend. We had about 550, 600 people there in Miami.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah, we crushed it. Grant, Frank Cardone, or Frank Kern, Cardone Capital, or Cardone Kern. But the whole A team was there, and it was just the energy in the room, the quality of the businesses, the Cardone team, the whole
was
team.
Cardone Ventures? You were there with Cardone Ventures?
Yeah, we presented Cardone Ventures, picked up about 25 businesses coming to the 10X 360.
Wow. So how many have you partnered with? And I heard you just mention Cody Kern.
Yeah, so Cody's our first. We have a whole bunch of stuff deal flow, but Cody's our first because I've been mentoring and working with Cody now for probably 5 months, 6 months, and so
Yeah,
I just have a huge affinity for people that came from nowhere and grinded to
yeah,
figure it out and built something impactful and significant. They
absolutely.
have a great attitude, and I don't want to see that kid ever make a mistake and he could just go to the moon. And
Yeah.
I admire some of the braveness and courage of these young guys, man.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
And
Are you?
I know his business. What I've been working with he might be listening right now, but I just met with my analyst today, based on all the work we've been doing with him, and I can clearly see a picture in the next 5 years to 25 million. It's just
Really?
getting more and more clear based on all the conversation. But see, he doesn't know what I know. He doesn't even know what I'm looking at. He just kind of
What's
knows
the
because
space?
social media, managing people's Instagram and improving their performance and connectivity, and
Hmm.
actually, being more strategic about decisions that they make.
Yeah. Yeah, we could use that.
Everybody can use it, especially when you have the confidence that it works.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Exactly.
we manage it internally right now, and I'm sure there's money just flying out the door that with no capture rate.
Yeah, so you
The
probably manage
conversions.
it as internally well as I did, and I have a lot
Yeah.
of money to throw at it, and it wasn't giving me any benefit.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I'll get you. If you come to the 10x 360, and we'll be having this conversation, because what first partners I'm looking for are people that are going to help me help all the business owners just cut to the chase and
Absolutely.
have the best of everything. And that's what
Yeah.
Grant wanted. That's why he brought Frank Kernan, and me for
Yeah. Yeah.
business.
Yeah. Right.
Like, why mess around, man? Go straight to the
Yeah.
top. If you want
Yeah.
sales training, you want sales training and you want to be inspired to go build a business, talk to Grant, talk to me. You want marketing expertise, talk to Frank. You want Instagram expertise, talk to Cody. Like, you want finance expertise, go to JD Frost. It's
Hmm.
like you don't need to guess in your local community with people who are all trying to figure it out and don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Build a dream team.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Awesome, brother. Well, pick one of those
Cool.
dates and come see me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you a message.
Awesome. Or go to
All right.
cardoveventures.com. You can read about it too.
All right. Cool.
All
I'll
right,
be in
brother.
touch. Thanks,
Okay.
Brandon.
Cheers.
See you, man.
All right. Well, that's how it's done. I'm going to end this live stream. It's been going on for quite a while. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. If anybody wants to ask me a question, I'll hang for a second longer. Otherwise, I'm going to hang this thing up. Let's go out and make it a great day. We'll talk to you in the next one.